Testing 1 2 1 2.
Your mornings are about to get a whole lot messier.
Stop calling me that, you heifer. Can we say that on air?
You guys are wild.
Wake your ass up.
With VONT, CHAP, and Justice. This is Morning Commute.
Wake me up.
Good morning. Thank you for listening to Morning Commute Podcast, episode 19, bruh.
Yo, we just keep going. One more, and haven't got canceled yet. That's
we going up.
That's a
My
blessing.
name is VONT League. Thank you for listening to the Messiest Morning Show podcast. It's Morning Commute, whether you're listening in the car right now or on your smart device or your Alexa. You should
Or jail.
Or prison. Yes, I heard that they're just playing us in prisons now on the overhead speaker. It's our
Love
big
that.
demo. It's our demo. Yo, I've always wondered. Well, this is like stupid, but like I found out that who appealed. I think it was R. Kelly. R. Kelly appealed, or Diddy. Diddy suing. That's what it is. Diddy suing somebody for a documentary. And I was like, I didn't know you could sue from prison, but I guess you can do whatever you want when you have money.
I'm pretty sure because he's technically not. He's
He's not,
indicted, but he hasn't gotten like sentenced or anything. So they're just holding him.
True.
If that makes sense. Also, I still think you can sue from jail.
Yeah, I don't know. Even like there's a show that 50 Cent made. It's called For Life. It's about a dude that's in prison and he's studying to be a lawyer. And like I think he is like helping people in prison get out of prison, so that way it can also better his chances when it's time for him to get out of prison too.
Hikey, that's a come up. That's a come up right there.
It's a good show too. I'm mad they canceled it after 2 seasons. It's called For Life.
For life. I gotta go
Yeah,
check that
it's
out.
on Hulu. Anyway,
Nice.
thanks for listening. I was saying, you have no excuse not to listen today. It's President's Day. You have off of work or school, so you better be tapped into the Messiest Morning Show podcast. Let's us introduce ourselves. My name is VONT Leak, joined always by my brother in podcast crime, Justin, Robert, Sylvester, Kelly, Chapman.
You and he's made up every week. It's something different. Something different. But oh my gosh, it's good to be back with you. I'm wondering what next week's gonna be. I'm gonna try to guess some names.
I'll be honest. Today I was pondering between whether I wanted to call you Kanye or R. Kelly. Last
Or
week,
did he?
yeah, Sean Combs.
Bruh.
Chap, how are you, brother?
I'm chilling, bro. It's been a good week. 2 good weeks in a row. So that's just a blessing to be here. Have some deaths in the family, but it happens. It happens. So just pray for my family. We're doing well though.
Not to sound like an ass, but way to bring the room down.
Well, I'm so sorry, but we got to be real. It happens.
I'm so glad that you're not one of those people. I know somebody that's like haven't had a bad day in like 579 days. Shut up. You telling me you haven't had one goddamn bad day? I understand that like you can choose to have a bad day, but like you're not telling me in over a year nothing bad has happened.
So
I guess
you don't like overly positive people.
And no, it's just maybe because they just keep gloating about it. And by all means, like, there are people dying, like you said, like me getting a flat tire or being a little short on the rent is not as bad as people dying. But just like people that are like, oh, I don't have bad days. I don't believe in them. I don't know. That just seems real like prissy isn't the word, but I'm not with it.
So would you rather deal with a overly positive, but like think optimism, overly optimistic person or overly pessimistic person?
Probably pessimistic, just because I'm not pessimistic, but I live life looking at the negatives of things, just so that way.
Why?
Because I don't ever want to set myself up to be disappointed. So I will always look at the worst case scenario. I know that's a terrible way to live,
right?
Like I'm always like I walk into situations like, what is the worst thing that could happen right now? That way, instead of being disappointed when it doesn't, or when it does happen, I'm instead
prepared.
Pleasantly surprised whenever something good occurs.
Okay, I mean that's one way to do life.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, and that's why I'm so glad that you and I are friends, because you're a very positive person in general.
I try to be. I actually would have to be with the overly positive person because pessimistic people just like blow my shit every single time. Like somebody that just goes out and they're like, "Oh my gosh, like it's raining. I can't like go out today, whatever." And me, I'm just like, "Bro, just put the umbrella up. We're good."
Which is why I'm surprised that you and I are friends, with how just like I have so much negative energy and you're just a ball of sunshine, like just so much positivity in that 4'2" little body of yours.
I don't think you're a ball of negativity. Well, we should get a poll going to see if
Right.
people agree.
It's like it's like a landslide. It's as bad as the Chiefs versus the Eagles score. It's not even like
my
close to 50-50.
Oh my gosh, what's been going on with you though?
Man, just been living. Blessed, black, Boricua, highly favored per usual.
Love that.
I'm looking at snow right now. It's been just nuts in the twin. So I live in Minnesota. If this is the first time listening, and I always tell Chap and a couple other people, Chap, and I can say this honestly, you're one of the maybe 5 people that I genuinely want to come visit whenever I say please come visit. But I don't think you guys are braced for the cold. I like Chap is in New York, but like we grew up in New Jersey, New York, and we grew up like New York is more north of New
Yeah.
Jersey, so we thought that we knew cold then, bruh.
Hell no.
Sometimes I wake up here, like, because I wake up for work, I do a morning show in the radio, and I
Early,
wake up at
early
like
in the morning.
4:30,
Yeah.
and sometimes I look at my phone and the weather is, and this is not a joke, -12, and the high for the day is 1.
But do you, all right, and maybe this is like a stupid question, but do you feel like it's in the negatives? Like I know it's cold, but some people when they live there, they're used to it. So like -18 to them is like 20 degrees for us.
I don't think I'm getting used to it, but I do think that after a certain, like after 20, anything below 20, I'm just like, it's just fucking cold.
Jesus Christ.
Like, I don't think it's much colder or anything. Like, I just think after 20, it's just freaking cold. Maybe the wind chill will add to it a little bit.
Bruh. But you don't, you said you have a garage where like you don't have to like take the snow down and everything, right?
We have a climate controlled garage, thank God.
See, so you're chilling, at least for the when it comes snow in the car part.
Yeah. I will say though, the one thing that I'm looking forward to is the first sign of spring has finally occurred. Shamrock shakes are back at McDonald's.
Bro, I still have not tried that, and I will not. I'm sorry.
Bro, you need to.
If they change the color, yes.
They what?
If they change the color,
you don't want it green?
No, like it just looks weird.
Let me tell you what I went and got a Shamrock shake yesterday, and I don't like whipped cream on my drinks because I think it just like mellows out the drink because it'll melt or whatever. I like whipped cream. No, I like whipped cream. I just don't like it on my drinks. Like I'll like put it. I was gonna make a gesture. I'll put whipped cream in my mouth or whatever. I have no problem with it. It's just I don't like it on my drinks. So I'll always say like no whipped cream on a smoothie or a milkshake. So I don't know if I went and got a Shamrock shake and the cup wasn't half empty, but it wasn't filled to the brim. And I handed it back to the woman and I was like, "Can you fill this?" And she looked at me like I was crazy, I guess. And I kind of felt like an ass, but I'm low key just like if I'm paying for it to be filled, like for a full drink, then I expect it to be filled to the top. I don't know if it wasn't filled because she was supposed to try to leave room for whipped cream or what, but was I an ass for that?
Wait. So Vaughn, you tell me you went back and asked this person at McDonald's to fill up your drink that you had, but you didn't go to the barber when you messed your shit up and tell him that it was wrong.
See what the difference is, and maybe you might have bring up a valid point. I didn't go back. She handed it to me in the drive-thru and I'm looking at it. So then I handed it back to her. The barbershop, I don't have a justifiable excuse for that. I just think that when you're at the barbershop, your hair looks a little bit different than when you get home and wash it.
Right. Okay.
I don't know how true that is because I can still see that my hairline is fucked up because what Chap is referring to is I haven't gotten a haircut in Tuesday makes 2 months because my barber fucked up my hair.
But it doesn't look like 2 months though. So you're chilling though.
Not on camera, but in person, it's bad.
Well, it looks nice. It looks nice from my view.
But so was I an asshole for handing her back the Shamrock shake and me like finish filling because it wasn't like if this is the cup, then it was like filled here as opposed to just the brim. But still, like I'm paying for a full drink.
How did you ask though? Because I feel like that's also a factor into things.
I just said, I was like, could you fill this up to the top, please? And I don't know what language she spoke, but she didn't seem like she understood. So she said that she thought I said, "Do you want a top?" And I was like, "No, just finish filling it up to the top." And then she didn't have a problem with it, but I understand why some people would think that was just a dick move.
I feel like I've seen worse, especially it's crazy because I just saw something on social media about going out to dinner with people who are nasty to waiters and just like the request that they have. And that's like one of my pet peeves. I feel like in that situation, you're fine, but I've seen worse where people are like, "Oh, like, you put 7 nuggets instead of 8 or whatever." Respectfully, I'm just gonna pull off because I don't feel like arguing. But I know some people who was gonna get out the car, come inside to the counter, and get their whole meal replaced. I'm not one of those people.
Again, because you're just a ball of positivity.
Bro, I feel like I don't have time. Like it's okay. It's not the end of the world.
I don't think being a dick is necessary, but in certain cases, I will stand my ground. I don't know if stand my ground is the term. I'm just a person that I have to have the last word. I'm a petty man. I have to have the last word, and I have to get my point across, per usual.
It's not worth it, man. Let it go.
In a lot of like, I'm trying to think of like a restaurant. I'm not a dick to servers, but sometimes I'll be like, no, but I ordered this.
Okay, so say I'm trying to think of an example I've had before. All right, I got you. Say the waiter comes up and like they're like, oh, like we're gonna start with your drinks or whatever, and they don't come back for a while, but you know it's busy. Like they're moving around, but they just haven't come back to your table. Are you one of those people that's like, hey, we're still here. Can you take my order? Or you're like, oh, we know you're busy. We just wanted to let you know that like we're still over here.
I would say 50-50. It depends really on how I'm feeling that day. There are some days where I'll sit and just complain to whoever I'm at lunch with or dinner
You
with.
sound like a dick.
I am a dick. But there are some days where I'll sit there and complain to whoever I'm sitting with, and then other days, depending on how bad it is, like how long I'm waiting, I will go to like a manager or like just somebody, like the first person I can find if I can't find the waiter. And I'll be like, hey, can somebody just come take our order? I won't say it aggressively. I just be like, hey, we've been waiting about 10 minutes.
It's easier for people who worked in customer service positions to like speak out against it, and they know what's up. And there's other people that clearly they don't know. But I feel like there's a line between disrespect and respect, and I feel like a lot of people be told that, especially with service workers. Those are the people who I feel like should get the most respect because they have to deal with some shit.
Yeah, and they're taking care of your food, so why would you want to?
I say that all the time, bro. Take your food in the back, slide that shit across the floor, and put it on your plate.
Dude, yeah, I've worked at a bunch of fast food or I worked at Rita's, which is like an Italian ice place. I worked at an IHOP. I worked at a Panera, so I've seen the backs of kitchens and what some people do. I don't do those things.
Okay, how about ass?
I don't do those things, but I've seen what some people do.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Did I ask you how you're doing already? Yeah, we talked about this, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think I sound like a dick when I said it. Condolences to your family that passed away.
Nah, I appreciate that, bro. Thank you.
We are going to get into the show. So much to cover. First of all, as we're recording this, it's Valentine's Day. A little later, we're going to talk about what we did for our boo things, or what we're doing, I guess, for our boo things.
I like how we just ignored the elephant in the room.
The elephant isn't in the room. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Another co-host bites the dust. This is not. I didn't think I had to announce it because people would have been like, "Oh, it's VONT figures."
Wow, that's crazy.
Justice is not here. Justice Greg is off this week. I think what it is, Justice isn't here because it is literally Valentine's Day as we're recording this. Justice is the only single person on the show, and Justice, the love is in the air, literally made him sick.
You know what's crazy? Imagine he was like with somebody, and that's the reason he's going.
I said that in our me and Justice's other group chat. I said I don't think this man is sick at all. I think he has a date, and he just don't want to tell. He don't want to make it public.
Hey, congratulations for him. I give him that
because he told us like days ago he was sick and that he might not be here this week for the show. Then yesterday I was on the phone with him and a couple of our other friends for like hours, like literally 3 hours, and then later in the day he went to the movies. I'm sick of you.
Wait, quick aside, because this just got me thinking. What's the worst excuse you've ever heard? Like someone's just supposed to meet up with you or just do something with you.
I can't almost said who they were. I know somebody whose sister took a day off because their cat was sick.
Bruh.
What? Like, first of all, your cat didn't die, respectfully. And like, you don't get time off for a pet being sick. That just don't make sense to me.
That's crazy.
That doesn't, and I don't even know like why their boss like approved that day off. No,
that's crazy, bro.
Have you heard something crazier?
It's around the same lines, but I definitely had a friend we were supposed to meet up, and they were like, "Oh, like my I think they said their sibling was sick or whatever, and I had to take care of them." And then I was like riding down the block, and I saw them, and I'm like, "Should I pull over and like say something, or should I like just leave it alone?" Me and my optimistic self, my positive self, I left it alone and I didn't address it. But at that moment, I'm like, damn, I just got fucked. Like they really just like lied to me. That's
no,
crazy.
Bro. I keep telling you, sometimes you got to call people out and they bullshit. And I would have been like, so you sick, huh? And I would have sent them a picture of themselves that I saw when they drove down the street.
Nah, I should have.
Yeah, Justice isn't here because matter of fact, I'm not even saying that he's sick. He's on a date. We're just gonna lie about him the whole episode, okay?
Word.
He's on a date and it's with a man.
Because he's a feminist, so like I don't know how that's gonna work with him dating other women. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just with another man. We know that. That's all
Right.
it is.
And he's gonna
So
have to
much.
explain the date next episode.
Right. If he's on next episode,
You're right.
we'll see. So much to get into this week on the Messiest Morning Show podcast. I said this last week. I can't stand that. The one thing, our show is on a Monday and it's a podcast, so we can't talk about what happened Sunday. The Super Bowl was a huge thing. Kendrick Lamar did what I thought he would do and curb stomp Drake on the
Big time.
stage.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that and more a little bit later. But first, everything that people of color are talking about in what we call the Black Twitter Report.
From the latest rap beefs to the hottest debates, and even the messiest celebrity scandals in between, it's the Black Twitter Report on Morning Commute.
All right. First up on the Black Twitter Report, man. I think we've seen a common theme this year, and I'm loving it. Just people just getting their flowers while they're here, and it's long overdue. Yes, we seen Beyonce, which we talked about last episode, getting album of the year, and we have another one coming up with the Wayans family. If you don't know who the Wayans family is, get under that rock and go somewhere and watch some of their movies.
Get from under that rock.
What happened?
You said get under that rock. You mean get from under that rock?
Yes, get from under that rock.
Go under the rock. You're on timeout.
Get from under that rock and watch some of these movies because they're everywhere. They are finally being inducted into the NAACP Image Awards Hall of Fame. And if you do not know who the Wayans family is, I just don't know where you've been. So many movies, Little Man, In Living Color, Scary Movie. Like there's just so much. The Wayans Bros, the TV show, one of the best TV shows in my opinion. There's just so much content that they have created over the years, and they win against Hollywood. How do you go against Hollywood and still come up on top? I think they're a testament of just how one sticking together brings you on top, but just staying true to yourself, you're gonna reign against everybody else.
You busted out the list of Wayans Brothers products, and you started with Little Man. Excellent fucking movie.
I'm telling you, man.
Lil Man is such a great movie. A scary movie. I don't know if you My Wife and Kids. I
forgot about My Wife and Kids. Oh my god, bro.
White Chicks, bro. Major Pain.
Yes, bro. Yes,
like
bro. Even like they throw in like the newer generation, like Keenan Wayans Jr. Is it Keenan? No. It's Damon Wayans Jr. He has like the new shows coming out. Papa's House with him and Damon Sr. in their happy endings. So like they're keeping his legacy going, and I'm loving it.
I think it's so cool that there's a family of successful entertainers. I think it's interesting for a couple of reasons. One, because I know a lot of kids that don't want to do with their parents, like kids in like of parents in entertainment that don't want to do what their parents do. They want to stay out of the limelight. And I know a lot of parents that don't prefer that for their kids because, for child stars in certain cases, it might be more tough than others.
Right.
But literally every person in the Wayans family is some type of actor, comedian, writer, producer, and they're all like great at it. It's also not even sometimes I'll be a production assistant on this project. No, they're all just amazing at everything they do.
Exactly. I don't know if you've ever seen Marlon Wayne's interview with Shannon Sharp, and he was telling like how they all started, and just like obviously Keenan started the whole thing because he used to do some shows, and then he was the first to go to Hollywood, but he put them on. Like he had them meeting Eddie Murphy. He had them like you said, doing small production roles and just starting up and learning how to be funny, like bringing these jokes. Oh, this doesn't sound good. Like bring it back to me when you get something better. And that you're just training them. And I feel like it's better. And please give me your opinion on this because you do production. It's better coming from someone that you trust and that you love, especially a family member, than somebody else who's not of your culture and just like don't care about your ideas and really want the best for you. I think that's what helped them long term.
I agree. I'm really good friend. Let me not say really good. That'd be a lie. But I'm friends with. Bro, I'm shady as fuck today.
Classic VONT.
I'm friends with a guy who does a radio show. He's like 29 in Tampa, Florida, and his dad is a big radio host in Detroit.
Okay.
And I think that is so cool that all of us in radio, like we learn from one or another. Like I have Dave Ryan is like my godfather of radio, right? Because he's done it for 40 plus years. But I think learning from, like you said, like your dad or your mom or like your cousin or brother, whatever, there's just something so unique about it because it's not just you learning, it's like you're building experiences. And not to say like with Dave and me or like anybody else that you're not having fun as well, but it's just like a different bond. Like there's just another layer of something you could talk about with your kid. And the fact that it's entertainment and something that you can bring to the world and not something boring like, oh, I fold clothes at Hollister. Like, that's not stupid. No shade to
Nah.
anybody that folds clothes at Hollister, but like,
Dead ass. I know some people gone as far as to like call them like the most successful black family. I don't know if you agree. They say no one's over that.
well, who else is there?
The Obamas. Somebody said the Obamas come close.
That don't count. You're the fucking president. No shit, you're famous.
You got like the Braxtons,
Oh, true. The
Tamar, Tony, and all
Braxtons.
them. Yeah,
You got the Kardashians, Jenners.
I said black.
Okay, excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
I'm not putting them in that category. Respectfully.
I'm going through like a list of like famous black like families.
I don't know if you would call them a fam. Well, they are family, but like they're not as big as the Waynes. But Denzel Washington, he acts, his wife acts, and his son acts. I don't know if you want to like put them in that category.
We're missing some freaking legends. The Jackson family, like Michael Jackson and them.
Yeah.
We missed the Will Smith and them.
Yeah,
they all have claims.
Yeah. I feel like not on a Will, yes, but not on such a mainstream platform.
I'd put Jada up there.
Really?
I would low-key put Jada up there. Maybe not right next to Will, but she's definitely closer. There's a big gap between Martin. There's a big gap between Will and Jada and Jaden and Willow.
But is she like is Jada mainstream, like crossover popular, or is he just like popular with the black community?
True.
That's
the same thing about Will Smith. Will Smith is also, I think, black.
No, he's crossover.
Right. You're right. The Mauries, Tia, Tamara, Taj.
Oh, I forgot they had a brother.
Mm-hmm. That dude was on Full House. He was on that show Baby Daddy on ABC.
Yeah.
Right. This is my mother and daughter, Tracy Ellis and Diana Ross.
I wouldn't put them in family.
That's why I just said mother and daughter. But
yeah, I don't know. I think the Waynes might be on top. Well, Jackson 5 and then Waynes. Let's respect that.
Yes. All in all, this is great. Love the black excellence we're seeing, especially during Black History Month. I'm missing my dashiki. Damn it. I don't know where it is. But yeah, I'm really happy about all this, and I'm glad that they're getting inducted into the NAACP Image Hall of Fame.
Image Awards Hall of Fame.
Okay, that's phenomenal.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting inducted, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees came out. So many people let me tell you, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm not a museum person. And there are people that are suggesting that you can go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and just look and see just all the memorabilia and stuff. I don't know if I find that interesting, but after seeing this list, I'm like, damn, I wonder who else is on this list. The new inductees for 2025 came in this year. You got some people on here like the Queen Mariah Carey, more black excellence.
Okay.
You got the Black Crowes, which is a band. You got Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, okay, Cyndi Lauper.
You got Outkast.
Okay.
You got a couple of other groups and people, Billy Idol. You got Oasis. You got Fish. You got
Oasis
the White
is definitely
Stripes.
getting it.
Are these all? They're all getting it. Are these nominees?
Those are nominees. I think it's about 14 of them, right? And then I think 8 of them gets the award.
You're right.
Or just get into the Hall of Fame. So I think that's what people be looking for, to see like who they're picking out of these 14 people or 14 groups.
You're totally right.
But Mariah Carey is definitely grabbing that.
You think so?
Yes, 100%.
Why?
Queen of Christmas, bro. Like,
but she's been the Queen of Christmas for like 30 years. Why now? All of a sudden is what I'm saying. It's not like it's anything new.
I think it's long overdue, but at least like look at her compared to the list of people, and there's some great people in that list. But right now, she's claimed her legacy. She definitely has to take that. I'm going to be surprised if they pass her over.
I'm not. I wouldn't really be surprised. There are a lot of people. I don't have them to name right now. I'm kind of looking, but it took them a while to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I also feel the same about like when it took Leonardo DiCaprio forever to get an Oscar. Definitely.
I agree. Well, we know how this competition stuff goes, and choosing people to go into like these grandiose things like Hall of Fames and Oscars and stuff like that. It's all politics.
That's true, but I mean, it's not a race thing as much as we might want to claim that it is, because there are some like white groups in here as well that are it's taking forever.
Yeah, Like Oasis definitely should have been already in there, but I know I don't know if you know too much about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but to be nominated, it has to be, and don't quote me on this, but it's about 30 something years after your first release. And so that's when
crazy.
Yeah, that's you become eligible to be a part of that nominee list.
I'm looking at some of the other nominees. I mean, not nominees, people that have gotten it in the past couple of years. Last year was Kool and the Gang, which, yeah, another old ass group.
Definitely.
Mary J. Blige just made it last year. Missy Elliott made it the year before. Eminem made it in 2022. See, that 30-year thing don't sound right then, because Eminem is 52. So is that right? Eminem put out his first record when he was like 20.
I have to check. I know it's a number of years. I don't want to say 30. It might be 25, maybe, but it's definitely a number of years after your first release, and then you can be eligible.
25 years, yes. Artists become eligible for induction in that category 25 years after the release of their first record. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm liking the names though. I think a lot of people are gonna grab that. Oasis is definitely in there. Black Crowes is definitely in there too. Like I said, Mariah's in there. And there's one more name that Cyndi Lauper, definitely in there. And it's been wow since Cyndi Lauper dropped her first record. So she's definitely in there for sure. In other news, again, making headlines this year, Kendrick. This is how I know I'm still in school. Kendrick, we just talked about it earlier, and we're going to talk about it soon. The halftime show was just crazy, and I know a lot of people are talking about the beef with him and Drake, and where are we about to go next. The halftime show was delivered. What a performance. Drake has just announced a new album that just dropped today.
With Party Next Door, right?
With Party Next Door. And then Kendrick announced a new tour with SZA that's going around the world. So people's like, what's next? What next? And you know what? A lot of people don't talk about Mustard. DJ Mustard just skyrocketed this year off of these songs, especially Not Like Us with Kendrick. And he was in an interview with Big Boy. And Big Boy asked him, like, what does Drake have to do to basically claim back his fame, to get all the people that were against him back on his side? And you can see it in the clip right here.
And I know you can't speak for him. What the hell does Drake do after all this? And Kendrick, y'all did it y'all way.
I don't know, man. I actually don't think about what he could do. I have no idea. I kind of try to stay aligned with just pure shit, like just being pure, and you don't have to be super, like, and I'm not speaking for or at Drake or for him. I don't know what, but a lot of shit that's going on. It's like the tactics, the things that you do just to get attention. You don't need to do that. Just make music, man, and make good music, and you'll be fine.
I don't think it's a matter of what is, like, I don't think this is what caused Drake's fall off. Like, I think it's definitely a big part of it, but I've been saying for years, Drake's last great album was Scorpion in 2018. Drake is not, like, CLB was okay. The three P, not the three P. What's the one with 3 songs on it?
I know what you're talking about.
Whatever it is. That shit wasn't. Yeah, that shit wasn't like phenomenal. It's been a long time since Drake put out a great album, and I think that just this whole Kendrick thing added to it. But I don't know if Drake has a comeback. I really don't. Drake hasn't had like a commercial success hit in a while.
But why? Why do you think these past releases were not as good as before? Because I hear people talk about all the time, oh, old Drake, I miss old Drake or whatever, but I feel like his new music is okay. Like, I don't feel like it's horrible. It's definitely not old Drake, but I feel like it's still good. What do you think makes it so bad compared to the old music that he used to make?
I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's like, I think we've seen Drake past his prime. I'm gonna compare apples to oranges real quick. Okay. We did a kind of versus battle. We went hit for hit because Dave on the morning show thinks that Miley Cyrus would do a better halftime show than Bruno Mars, and I was like, "You're out of your goddamn mind."
That is crazy.
I was out of your goddamn mind. That one. And so I got in this discussion about Bruno Mars and how it's crazy how that man is still timeless with every piece of music that he makes. However, Katy Perry, somebody else who comes from the same era of music as Bruno Mars, is struggling to get her career back on track. I think that Katy Perry is just past her prime. I don't know what it is. Maybe she needs to just go back to doing like TGIF and Last Friday Night and all those, like that era. And maybe that's what Drake needs to do too. Like,
okay,
That's what that was a long walk off a short cliff. But yeah, I think that's what Drake might need to do too. But I don't know, because sometimes you got it like forever. You can't name one Bruno Mars song that is not good. I would say the same thing honestly about like Jason Derulo. Like Jason Derulo is one of those people that's timeless and carries through so many generations. We know Jason Derulo for Trumpets, What You Say, Riding Solo. My sister, I have two sisters, a 14-year-old and a 9-year-old, who know him for Savage Love.
Really?
But they know him.
Wow.
Drake, I wouldn't say like people know Drake, like young people know Drake now for nostalgia.
All right, so I'm curious to get your opinion on this because I've heard this too many times, but everybody's saying Drake is an appropriator because he takes these different sounds to stay popular, to stay mainstream. And some could say that's him trying to stay relevant, and that's him, standing the test of time and being able to say, oh, I've been able to be popular in the 2010s and now I'm popular in the 2020s. And to an extent, maybe you're just going to disagree with me, Bruno Mars have done the same thing, not appropriate, but he changes his sound to make sure it's still up with the times, as some would say. Don't you think Drake is doing the same thing?
Oh, you do bring up a good point. Because Drake has dipped into everything. Like Drake has done like, the Afro beats with Party Next Door before, and like Loyal. Then he's done rap. Then he's done pop. Then he's done like, I don't know what it is, man. I don't. I wish Justice was here for this conversation, but he died. Because Justice is a big Drake and I think I'm more of a hip hop fan than either one of us. But I just think that there's just something that certain artists have where they just make it work no matter. The other thing, I think maybe Bruno Mars has stayed out of the way. Like you've never heard Bruno Mars in any like not rap beef, but like beef with artists because he's worried about what he's doing in his own lane. I think Drake might have also got caught up in the clout. Now, granted, Drake is, I wouldn't say 10 times, but a lot bigger than Bruno Mars is. So it might be inevitable for Drake to.
Yeah.
What?
You think so?
Drake is bigger than Bruno Mars?
Yeah.
Yes.
I disagree.
I don't think 10 times bigger than Bruno, but I definitely think Drake is a bigger.
Are we talking about
figure.
US audience or are we talking about global?
I would say both.
Nah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
Why?
Bruno has way more hits. He's a songwriter also, so he's not just known as an artist. He's known as a mean-ass songwriter. And I feel like his name is just widely more known. All right, when you first think of Drake, right? What do you think?
Mm-hmm. God's Plan.
When you think of Bruno, what do you think
of? The first thing that came to mind was Die with a Smile, but that's not a good example.
So if you were to take that if I was to ask the same thing to a foreign person, what do you think? Who do you think they're gonna recognize Drake. Recognize first? Why though? Because it's music or because drama?
Honestly, I think because music, and then going back further because the nigga was an actor.
Who was watching Degrassi? At least
Degrassi a lot of people was watching Degrassi. That's why they kept making them shits.
At least a foreigner. Who was watching Degrassi outside of the US?
I think Drake is a bigger artist than Bruno Mars, and I don't think that's a hot take.
I'm disagreeing.
Maybe
I know a little too much. Like maybe I'm thinking too much of like business and streams and stuff like that. But I feel like on a global stage, Bruno Mars has collaborated with way more people, and I feel like he's a little more mainstream. Maybe because he's in pop, he has like a dabble in like pop, R&B, maybe a little bit of dance. And I feel like pop is way more mainstream, so it garners a bigger audience. And Drake is in hip hop, and hip hop's like global, but it's still niche in some way. I don't know. I just feel like Bruno is way bigger than Drake because Drake is known for known for being a light-skinned, messy person and known for his music. And Bruno is known for the music. Like he's known as a musical god. Would you rather be known as a musical god or would you rather be known as somebody that's petty?
Drake is also known as like a musical legend, bro.
But compared to Bruno.
Pull up that list we had before the show. What was it? Billboard.
Billboard, yes.
Billboard had named, it was just rappers, but still, Drake, pull up the list. What is it?
I got you. So this is from 2023, and we talked about this actually on our radio show that we've done before we turned it into a podcast. And Billboard released the best rappers of all time. I don't know if this is all time. This is not just for Century. You want me to run down from number 1, or you want me to start from 10 and
no?
Go
just
up?
Tell me where Drake is in that list.
Number 8.
Yeah, out of how many?
Out of 50.
Drake is the 8th best rapper out of 50 people according to Billboard.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna look up Billboard biggest pop. What is the name of that list?
This is best rappers of all time.
Okay, I'm gonna look up best pop stars Billboard.
I'm surprised.
Drake
I'm
is
very
number
curious.
4 on the list.
Pop stars?
Yes.
Pop stars.
Yes. You want me to look up artists?
No. You can say it pop, but I'm surprised they even have them on the list for pop stars.
Billboard, greatest pop stars of the 21st century. Drake is number 4 and Bruno Mars is 20.
That is insane.
I don't think what I'm saying is a crazy argument.
I don't think it's crazy, but I feel like it's by perspective. For me, it's definitely Bruno. Just looking at his career, just thinking musically,
And that's not a race thing.
No, definitely not. And I don't want to take anything away from Drake, because Drake is also amazing. But compared to Bruno, I think a little more talented musically. That's just me. And we can agree to disagree.
Is Bruno Mars a bigger artist than Drake? A bigger figure?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think we should put out this to our fans and put a poll up and see what's the true answer. I feel like I'm curious to see what people are going to say about this, because again, it's by perspective.
You don't think it's by like generation either?
No, because they came out around the same time. Drake was, I think, a little before Bruno. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That also might be why he has more longevity in this shit. We are on Instagram at Morning Commute Pod. We are the messiest morning show podcast, because you never know what you can get with us. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok. I don't know how I forgot TikTok. Shout out to everybody that comments on our stuff there.
They'd be going crazy. Shout out to the TikTok commenters.
Word. Shout out to y'all. And we call ourselves the messiest morning show podcast because it's just not safe for work. Definitely not something you want to listen to out loud at work or maybe with kids around. So just viewer or listener discretion is advised. As we record this, it is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Hope you and your boo had a great time, or maybe hopefully you caught them cheating. You were looking for an out. You were looking for an out, and now that you got it.
On Valentine's Day, though?
Yeah, because you could return all the shit that you bought.
But on Valentine's Day, I feel like that's so sad. Maybe the 15th.
I would want to do it before the 14th because I would not spend the money.
Yeah, okay. Before that, not on the day though.
And while we're speaking of Valentine's Day, real quick, my name is VONT League, joined by Justin Chapman. We call him CHAP, and our other partner in crime, Justice, is not here this week because he's the one of us that is not in a relationship, and he is at the Montgomery bus boycott protest. He thinks that it's about protesting love. It's not, but nobody there cares to tell him.
Why?
Well, I see in Alabama.
So what? Why would he think that's about love?
He's protesting love because he heard the word boycott and he was like, "Oh, I'm against it. Anti-Valentine's Day." That's not what they're there for, Justice.
Nah, that's crazy.
But speaking of love, I want to do this that I saw online, and I think it'd be pretty interesting. Build your dream date with $15. Okay, so you have $15, Chap, and I'm gonna play along. We're going to start with food. All right. We're going to start with, I'm going to name you and your significant other are going to go to start the date night getting food.
Okay.
I'm going to name 5 different prices and, you deduct your money as we go along.
Got you. Okay.
So we're kicking it off with dinner, food. $1 McDonald's, $2 Applebee's, $3 Cheesecake Factory, $4 Benihana, and $5 Private Chef. Which one are you choosing?
Do I have to pick from there?
Yes. We have there's 4 different categories, and you have $15.
Okay, because I was about to say I can easily cook myself.
No.
Okay.
Nobody wants to go chitlins for Valentine's Day.
I'm gonna go with Applebee's.
Okay, Applebee's is $2. You're going your dream date, Applebee's?
Bro, you can fuck some shit up with Applebee's. Also, like, again, we're not no grandiose people. I don't need no Salt Bay menu. We can easily eat some wings and chill out.
I get what you're saying, and like Applebee's is low key cool because they got half apps and then like that big tub of whatever the drink is.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Like the blue drink. But if I'm building a dream date, I gotta go Benihana. So $4 for me.
Okay, sure. I'm still going with Applebee's though.
Okay, so you choose Applebee's. So what did you spend? $2.
So I got 13 left,
and I'm at $11. Cool.
Okay.
All right. After you guys have a nice dinner date, then you got to go do something fun. You got to go either walk or run around to run off all that you just ate. So pick a weekend activity. $1 is go home and watch Netflix. $2, you're gonna go bowling. $3 for the movies. $4, a nice spa day, and it'll be like a 2-day spa weekend. We'll give you that. Or $5, a weekend getaway.
This category is hard. I'm in between weekend getaway and movies because we're big movie fans and we like going to AMC, but also we love to get. I'm gonna go get away. You said $5, right?
Yes, $5. You sure?
Yeah. Fuck
Okay.
it. It's we live once.
All right. I feel like I just spent a lot of money at Benihana, but you know me, I'm a grand gesture person. So like we're going big or we're going home. I'm doing the spa day.
I feel like you're gonna choose spa.
It's a 2-day spa day, like retreat getaway thing. We can just get to relax. I just got a massage yesterday because they were giving like 10-minute massages at work. So I feel like I could get like some nice stones on my back, maybe do acupuncture. I would never do acupuncture actually, but in this fantasy, sure. Okay. So
Okay,
you're choosing the weekend getaway. So now you're at $8.
$8, yes.
Okay. And then I chose a spa day, which was worth $4. So now I'm at $7.
Okay. So wait. What's your lineup so far?
So we're kicking it off with food. I'm going to Benihana, spending $4. And then after Benihana, we're going to go pack our bags and do a 2-day spa day retreat.
Okay. And for me, I'm doing Applebee's and get drunk. And then we're going out to a weekend getaway. Can I choose any place?
Nah, this is not important. It's not part of the game.
Okay, well, all right. We can get away. We're still with it. $8
We're
left.
going to get away to Jersey City.
Hell no.
Shots. Okay. After your activity, you guys ate, you did the activity. That's cool. But now you need some vibes because the weekend getaway might have been chill or my spa day was something relaxing. So let's go see a concert. Why not?
Okay.
Who are you going to go see? For $1, you're going to see JUSTIS. For $2,
Why Jacquees got to be at $1?
you know exactly why. What's understood don't need to be explained.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right, go ahead.
For $1, you're going to go see JUSTIS. For $2, you're going to go see Tyrese. For $3, you're going to go see Neo. For $4, you're going to go see Drake. For $5, you're going to go see Ursha, baby.
What list is this?
Who
Wait,
are you
repeat
spending money?
One more time.
All right, who are you going to go see at concert after your activity? $1 for JUSTIS, $2 for Tyrese, $3 for Neo, $4 for Drake, and $5 for Ursha, baby.
So I spent a lot of money on this weekend getaway. We're going to conserve some money, but we're also going to see someone who's amazing. So we're going to go $3 Neo.
Okay, that's not bad, and you got like nice R&B vibes. So
Exactly.
Like, you can get a little sensual. You can get a little touchy feely at the concert. Been all over the world. Did a
I
little
feel
bit
like,
of everything.
in my opinion, Neo should have been higher in that list. But if we're getting it for 3 instead of 4, I'll take it. That's a deal. That's a deal for me.
I'm a little torn, bro, because I want to go see Usher. Only because I have seen Usher, and that's a good ass show. But I don't have a lot of money left to work with.
But this is a date, so you about to go to Usher, and then she's gonna put the cherry in the mouth.
Actually, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go see Neo too. You're perfectly right. Thanks for bringing that up.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, you're gonna end off your romantic.
Wait, how much you got left?
Okay, so right now I have $3 left.
3? Ooh, you spending high.
No, I'm sorry. I have $4 left.
Okay, I got 5.
Yes, you have 5. I have $4 left.
All right, here we go.
All right, we're gonna end off our beautiful night by going to see another show. We're gonna go see a stand-up comedian. The dream date. Who you choosing? For $1, you can see Mike Epps.
Okay.
For $2, you can see Marlon Wayans.
Okay.
For $3, you can see the one and only Jamie Foxx. For $4, you can see probably the same height as you, Kevin Hart. And for $5, you can see Dave Chappelle. You have $5 left to work with, so you really can do anything you want here.
Yeah, but I don't want to see Dave Chappelle.
Same.
Love him, but I don't want to see Dave Chappelle. Not for a date, at least.
What's wrong with Dave Chappelle on a date?
I feel like he's funny, but also like you're about to get a lecture up there.
True. Okay. Yeah, well, I'm gonna end the night being like taught about wokeness,
right? And politics. I'm gonna go with Marlon Wayans. I'm gonna share my little $2.
Okay,
$2. It was $2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna do Marlon Wayans because Marlon, my boy.
And look at you. You still got $3 left, and you can tell her that you're not a cheap ass. Be like, look, I still got some money left over. You want to go get some ice cream or something?
Put that down on the bills. Fuck that.
And I have I'm gonna go see Kevin Hart. So I just used the last of my money on Kevin Hart.
Or are you using it because like you have $4 left, or you really want to see Kevin Hart?
I would go see Jamie Foxx, but I would just love to see Kevin Hart. Jamie Foxx was $3, so I could have $1 left over, but I really want to see Kevin Hart. Honestly, though, hold on, because Jamie Foxx, you get a little bit of everything. You get a stand-up show, you get a concert.
You got it all.
I'm gonna go see Jamie Foxx.
Okay, see, you just saved $1.
That way, I got one little dollar left. I could afford rent this month.
All right, so run it down, run it back. What you got?
Okay, cool. So, build your dream date. Kicking it off with food. I'm going spending $4 on Benihana because I'm an expensive bougie bitch. Then activity. Because we got to do something fun to like help work off the calories from the food. I'm going on a 2-day spa retreat. After that, we're going to go get lit, turn up, and listen to some Neo. Because I don't want to see Usher do the cherries in the mouth to my girl.
and get petty.
Right, and cry in a corner. And then we're going to end the night off watching a comedy show, having some drinks, and I'm going to see Jamie Foxx because you get the best of everything.
Okay, nice.
And you want to do yours or you want me to do yours?
No, I got you. So we're gonna start off with some Applebee's, with some half apps, and getting drunk on them $2 drinks. Then we're gonna go out for a weekend. It's a weekend trip, right? Or is it just
a weekend getaway? Yep,
a weekend getaway, nice and relax. And then we're gonna go see Neo because, of course, we love some Neo, some R&B, a little bit of pop. And then we're gonna end the night off with one of my favorite comedians, actually, Marlon Wayans, where you're gonna be laughing out your chair. I think that's a perfect night right there.
Marlon Wayans is a great comedian.
I feel like they don't give him enough credit, and I feel like he doesn't do a lot of stand up. Maybe that's why he just do a lot of like movies and TVs. But I watched his stand up, and it's also stellar.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I saw him when he was he hosted the Daily Show for a week. It wasn't like I was gonna say it wasn't amazing. Granted, I think doing like late night and stand up are two different muscles.
Yeah.
Even though it's still very much set up punchline, it's still different because you're also hosting. You're not just up there to perform and tell jokes. But
yeah, but also he has his own type of like comedy. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to know Marlon Wayans to like know how he's about to come with his fucking jokes.
That's true.
All right, so like we said earlier, as we're recording this, it is Friday, Valentine's Day, and Justice Sunday. We just saw as people are saying, one of the best halftime performances of the Super Bowl, which I disagree with.
Some people, wow,
yes, and we're gonna talk about
it. I thought you were going with this.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But obviously, the Eagles took away the win. Great win for Philly. Sorry for the Chiefs, but
I'm not. Taylor Swift lost.
Not even Travis. Tell us.
Taylor Swift lost, bro. Just Taylor Swift is like the epitome of my career. I owe Taylor Swift's name is on my paychecks, but to see them take this L, I just didn't want them to be able to say that they took this 3-peat. Nobody loves a dynasty.
I agree. I'm not a big Eagles fan, but I was like, nah. I think
an
Eagles deserve this one.
I'm an Eagles fan just by association because I grew up in Central Jersey, so I was closer to Philly than I was New York. So instead of voting like always rooting for the Giants, I was always rooting for the Eagles. So by association, I don't care one way or another. I'm just Taylor Swift lost.
I've always wanted to see like the viewership numbers of like who's watching first half, who's there for the halftime show, and then who's there after. Because it's definitely a big jump down. But apparently, I don't know if you saw the news, but the halftime show is also the most watched halftime show in Super Bowl history. And we know why. Just to stir up the beef. But I want to get your opinion on the halftime show because everybody was watching. All the eyes in the world was on Kendrick's performance, and I think it was great. But just want to get your thoughts on it before I go into my spiel on it.
I don't think that it was here nor like I don't think it was the greatest or like the not greatest the halftime show we've ever seen. I think that and I am again not the biggest Kendrick Lamar fan, but I think objectively I can say it wasn't spectacular. Kendrick went up there and he did a couple of his big hits, like he did Humble, he did DNA, he did All the Stars with SZA, and they did Luther obviously, and then eventually he did Not Like Us, but he didn't do like All Right. He didn't do like there's a lot of songs that Kendrick did not do. And I was like, bro, what are we doing here, Kendrick? And I don't know if that's maybe because he was trying to get more mainstream appeal.
Yeah.
Because that was also it was a very divisive halftime show.
Yes.
A lot of people also said that it was one of the worst halftime shows. Though I feel like those people were people who don't know Kendrick Lamar, and you're rightfully you're fine to say that. I'm just here to let you know that not everything is for everybody,
Yeah,
and a lot of
I
people don't understand that.
I
That's
agree.
my objective opinion. My personal opinion. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest thing in the world. It wasn't the worst. Obviously, we all loved when he looked straight into the camera and said what he said to Drake.
Hey,
That
Drake.
was the greatest thing in the world. I think that Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam was just odd. I don't know.
Well, you think that was odd? I thought that was one of the best things about the performance.
Maybe I don't get it. Maybe that's what I need you to explain to me, because a lot of people are
Okay.
saying like it's about the artistry, and maybe that's what I'm just not understanding because I'm not as big a Kendrick fan.
It's part of it. It's part of it.
Well, tell me your take.
Okay, so I'll start with the Samuel Jackson take because I think this is what Kendrick does best. I wasn't a big fan of the theatrics, if that makes sense, of the performance. I felt like it could have been a little more grandiose. But all the symbolism was there. So we obviously saw the dancers in red, white, and blue. Samuel Jackson played Uncle Sam, and we saw like the Compton car and them coming out of it, and them building the American flag and stuff like that. The commentary, I think it was great social commentary, and that's what Kendrick does in a lot of his music. Just speaking about like politics, being a black person in America, and just having to deal with that. And I think having Samuel Jackson to play as the other side of the other role, like at one point he was like, oh, like this is a great show, this is what we want, and then he goes into like not like, they started playing Not Like Us, and he's like, no, and obviously that's supposed to represent America and just like the mainstream censorship of hip-hop. I think that was great. I just think again he could have performed more of his hits, and maybe he was trying to get that mainstream hits, the mainstream appeal. A lot of you also got to think about it. The people that are at the Super Bowl are not his crowd, and maybe disagree with me. I feel like it's usually older white folks who go to the Super Bowl.
I don't know who goes to the Super Bowl. I don't know that, but I also don't think that the halftime show is for the Super Bowl. I think it's for people at home. If you see so many videos, no, just for TV. Like if you watch a lot of people who are at the Super Bowl, their videos of the halftime show, Kendrick is performing away from them. He's performing at the camera for the TV. Yeah. So it's not even like a spectacle for the people that are at the game anymore. And so, like I said, maybe I just don't understand the symbolism, and I can admit that. But I just think that there were like he didn't do Swimming Pools, which was Kendrick's first big song.
Yeah. He
didn't do Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe, which I feel like is low key. It's not a mainstream hit, but a lot of people can hear it and be like, oh, I've heard this before.
But I think
Poetic Justice.
I think that has to do with the censorship, because I don't know if you realize a lot of his songs he bleeped out nigga, and obviously because it's TV. So I feel like you had to play the game of like, oh, like I know this is gonna be okay, this is gonna be approved. Maybe he did put that in the set list, and they're like, yeah, Kendrick, we got to throw this out because you're on TV. We got to go by TV rules, FCC, all that shit. So I feel like that's why he took some of them out. But at least performance wise, I felt like it low-key reminds me, and disagree with me, Vaughn, if you feel like I'm wrong. It reminds me of the Rihanna performance because the hype was so huge. You remember that we reported on this because this is around the time we were doing our show.
Yeah, she did the halftime show in 2023, and I remember when you said something just now, it made me think about people said this was the most watched halftime show of all time. They said that about Rihanna's show too, and I don't feel like that show was anything special. I think that both of these shows had something that made them viewed a lot. Kendrick's was the fact that he was dissing Drake, but I still feel like that's only a corner of the world. Whereas Rihanna, at least the one thing I can give her, because her show was not anything spectacular, it was just the fact that she announced she was pregnant during it.
Yeah, and she performed while she was pregnant.
Yeah, like up on that big old like levitating pillar thing or whatever she was on.
Yeah, so I really think for me it just came down to a production thing. Like, let's look at Usher's performance and like all the things he did with the roller skates and like the clock on the stage and all. So I just think that's what it kind of missed for this year. I feel like he could have did more. The camera pans and everything was cool, but it just didn't give Super Bowl halftime. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I agree. I also like. What did you think about the whole the Drake thing, the look and I heard you like him young. Like, what did you think of and even having Kendrick Lamar? If you don't know, if you didn't catch this, Kendrick Lamar had Serena Williams there, letting Serena Williams, because she's Drake's ex, so he had her do a crip walk as like another fuck you to Drake.
I did not know that he was with Serena Williams before. That was like, I was dumbfounded. I thought she was just there because like they're in LA. I mean, no, they were in New Orleans. Never mind. Yeah. I thought she was just there because like, crip walk, whatever. She's from LA, cool. But I figured that out afterwards. That also was a big moment because of what she did at the big tournament that she won. And I forget the name of it, but she did the crip walk in 2012. And, she was getting so much shit for that. And then now she's on a big stage again and it was being welcomed. So that was such a big, occasion for them. I don't know. I feel like it was lackluster. I don't know.
How do you think Drake felt about it? What do you think Drake was doing when it was going on?
I don't think he watched it.
He had to. There's no way he didn't watch it.
I don't think he watched it respectfully. I feel like he saw the aftermath, but like he did. At least he didn't watch it in the moment. I don't feel like he was there like, oh, let's watch this nigga, perform it.
Do you think that him putting out this Party Next Door album was like timed to be particularly close to the halftime show?
Yes. I feel like it's just to show that like I'm still gonna do me despite everything going on, which I agree. I feel like, hey man, do what you gotta do. Same thing back to the Mustard audio from earlier. Just make music, like do what you gotta do. That as long as you're being authentic, you're gonna come up on top, you're gonna shine. So and to answer your question earlier about doing not like us, we all knew it was coming. I felt like it was kind of corny the way they like brought it up, like, oh, it was a teaser every 5 minutes, and then him was like, oh, like they don't want me to play it type thing. I just feel like it was just too corny. Like we know what's coming, do it or don't do it.
What did he say? He said play their favorite song, but they love to sue.
Right. I feel like, in my opinion, the way they should have did it, they should have did the whole performance and then faked it as he was like he was leaving type shit, and then like oh nah, let me come back and do this thing. Maybe I'm just thinking way too ahead, but
he kind of did in a way, shape, or form. Like it was supposed to be like, oh, you don't think I'm gonna do it? You don't think I'm gonna do it? Overall, I don't think it was the greatest halftime show performance. Like I said, maybe that's just because I don't know as much about this beef or care about the beef as much as others. That's just me. All I know is I keep getting in arguments. I mentioned this earlier, and I kind of want to dive into it real quick about Miley Cyrus versus Bruno Mars. And the reason is, and I said this on the show before, there were rumors, but when Kendrick was announced that Miley was going to do the halftime show.
Why?
For the one that just passed.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Before Kendrick was announced.
Gotcha. And
now I'm seeing more rumors. I don't know how true they are that she might do it again. That she might do it next year. I just don't think that Miley has enough hits to do a halftime show. I feel like we did talk about this on the show.
Well, I think we briefly mentioned it, and I don't agree that she doesn't have enough hits. I just don't think she's there yet. I think right now everybody knows her. It's a generational thing. I feel like our generation knows her for Hannah Montana, and then now like she's in the mainstream, but she's doing country, so it's going to cause that divide. And maybe I may be wrong.
I don't think she's primarily doing country. Like she did the joint with Beyonce, and obviously Dolly Parton and her are real close. But I just don't think like I disagree that she has enough hits. Like she has 5 big songs. I think that like a lot of people will know. Yeah, and I do think that Miley Cyrus. I think people will be more receptive toward Miley than they were with Kendrick.
Really?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know Kendrick. No matter if you're old or you're young, you know Miley Cyrus one way or another. Whether it's like you said for Hannah Montana or for.
But do they know her music? Not just Party in the USA.
Yes, Wrecking Ball, because that was a moment for Miley Cyrus in her life. The Climb is a big song for Miley. Flowers was the song that won Miley a Grammy.
How you about to go from Party in the USA to Wrecking Ball?
I'm just saying, bro. If we're talking about generations for Miley Cyrus, those are different eras for her, and I feel like those are the songs that help define her.
I agree in that sense, at least performance wise, though. Like, how you gonna go Party in the US? I came in like hooray! Like,
I don't know, but somebody was fighting me that Bruno does not have enough hits, and Miley does.
Come on now, let's throw that in the trash right there.
Bruno Mars has never made one bad song,
and that's why I feel like he's better. That he's more popular than Drake.
But we're not. I agree with. I hear what you're saying.
It's full circle. It's full
I
circle.
saying, but I just don't think that that's true because Drake has more to his name than Bruno Mars does.
But Bruno already he's performed in a halftime show, right? With him and Beyonce, right? Correctly?
I don't think he headlined. I
He
think
didn't headline, but he was in there. So he showed us that like there's potential of him doing it. Because I don't think Miley's been in like featured in a halftime show, correct?
She hasn't. And that's not even me shading Miley. Like I love Miley, and I think Miley has some chops to perform, but I don't think she can. You have to have hits to carry 15, 20 minutes of a halftime show.
Yeah, I agreed.
That's another reason I was surprised to honestly see Kendrick do it because he doesn't have mainstream hits. And then he went up there and didn't even do a lot of his, maybe not mainstream, but more known hits.
Yeah. I don't even feel like Bruno needs to come up and perform like the songs where he's the artist. He's a major songwriter, so he can bring on that's opportunity for a lot of featured artists to come up and like do it with. Obviously, we have Silk Sonic, and I know he's written for some blockbuster artists that are globally known, so that can be a window right there.
Bruno could go up there with Lady Gaga. He could go up there with Cardi B. He can go up there with Rose. Rose doing the halftime show would be weird as fuck, but he can go up there with, like you said, Anderson .Paak and do some Silk Sonic shit. Like he can go up there with B.O.B. and do Nothing on You.
Didn't he write for Justin Bieber too? Like
I'm sure he went up there. He Young, Wild and Free, Wiz Khalifa, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he will put on a better show, and that's what it is at the end of the day.
I just feel like, and this will be my last note on this: if Bruno Mars and Drake walk into a room, people are gonna flock Drake. They'll get excited about Bruno Mars. I'm not saying they won't, but they're gonna flock Drake first.
Are they still doing verses? Because I would love to see that.
We could do a versus battle, bro. Man, that's what I miss about doing this show in college because we had the ability to do that. Bruno, we did me and our friend Nick. We did Bruno Mars versus Bieber.
Ooh, okay.
And I was team Bruno. And again, I'm a diehard Justin Bieber fan, but there's no way that Bieber is beating Bruno Mars either.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You're agreeing?
No, I don't think Bruno Mars can beat. I mean, I don't think. No, you say you don't think Bruno can beat Justin, or you think
Bruno Mars is beating Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, they both, and I think that's a better comparison than even like Bruno and Drake. Actually, no, Bruno and Drake is not a bad comparison, but Bruno and Bieber because they both cross over into so many different genres and shit, and are. I don't know how Justin Bieber is as a performer. I've heard both. I've heard Bieber is a shitty performer, and I've also heard that Bieber like is good on stage.
I've never seen it perform, nor have I heard comments about it. Very curious.
And hey, thanks for listening to another week of the Messiest Morning Show podcast. As we mentioned earlier, Justice Greg is not here. Why, chap?
Because he's out with a man, having a date.
He's having a date. They're kissing right now as we speak. We're going to get the update on that next
In
week.
Alabama.
Yeah, at the Montgomery bus boycott. And he's dead.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'm very curious to hear the story next week.
What did I say? What was I saying when when we were in college? I said he got sent to
the co-host pass, the something of co-host pass.
And it was at the president of the school's back door. I don't remember. Bullshit.
Bruh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. We appreciate you listening as always. Just BS on this show. Righteousness, ratchetness. We got it all on this program. You can follow me on Instagram at VONT League. That's VONTLEAK. And listen to me every morning from 5:30 till 10 on the Dave Ryan Show on KDWB.
And you can follow me at Justin Chap, JUSTYNCHAP. It's still Black History Month. So make sure that you're treating Black people correctly during this. How many days we got left? 14 days that we got left.
Mm-hmm.
on March 1st, I can't help you.
Wait a minute. No, treat Black people well all the time.
Imagine.
Don't March 1st. Don't just start like
deserve rights.
We don't want any more Montgomery bus boycotts. And go follow the show on Instagram and TikTok, please. Morning Commute Pod. We always posting clips up there and just let you know what's happening on the show. Chap, what do you and your girl Yanni have? Because as we're recording this, is Valentine's Day. What do you guys get into?
Like I said, we're not none like the grandiose people. We don't do that fancy stuff. Every once in a while we do it, but tonight we're just chilling. We're just going to go have some drinks and go play some games at an arcade. So we're again, it's all about the experiences.
Right. Keep it chill. I respect it.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
What
I'm gonna take her on a private jet.
Okay. You see what's happening with the Jets, my brother? I don't think you want to get on it.
Bro, I'm so scared. I have to go. I have a trip to Jersey in a couple of weeks, and just like all the shit's happening with planes, I've been so paranoid.
Bro, just say 3 players at this point getting on there now.
Like it's nuts. But we are out of here. Like I said, you have no excuse not to listen to this program because it is President's Day. So you have off. And you should just be listening all the time anyway. Because, we are I heard that we are the 67th greatest podcast in the world. We moved up.
Really? Okay.
We moved up.
Love that. I don't know if
we-
that's a good thing or a bad thing. Does that mean society is becoming more toxic?
Well, I guess the jury's still out on that one. Thank you for listening. We're back next week. As always, appreciate you for having us on and have a great rest of your week. Peace.